I woke up one morning to a text from MatPat, asking if I would be interested in doing some content with him. I'm not gonna lie, I 100% thought it was a scam account at first. See, I have a teeny tiny following on Twitter, like some punctuation marks are bigger than my following on Twitter, but I am just big enough to have some scam bots slide up in my DMs sometimes, and that's exactly what I thought that text was. I didn't even believe the blue verified checkmark by his name. This is back when that actually meant something, by the way. But when I clicked on his profile, lo and behold, it took me to the bonafide @MatPatGT Twitter page with 5 million followers, and it said that it was following me. Hold up. Okay, he's still following me, so we're good. He reached out to me because of a video that I had made. You see, I'm a huge fan of video games, and, you know, I'm something of a theorist myself. But see, at the time, historically, I had only made those kinds of videos on the Nintendo games. Never about anything Five Nights at Freddy's, but I was very interested. I had always been a fan of the franchise, I had always followed MatPat's game theory videos about it, and once Security Breach came out, man, lore was ripe for the picking. So I thought to myself, hey, why don't I try my hand at making a theory about Five Nights at Freddy's? You know, because I'm crazy. And I was very nervous about tackling the library's worth of lore that you have to in order to theorize in that community, but I did what I always do and just jumped in head first. To my surprise, I was actually met with a pretty warm welcome from the members of the FNAF community. And before I knew it, I was uploading a second theory video, also covering Security Breach. And it was met with an even more positive reaction from the members of the theorizing community, but about 2 weeks later, this is where things got interesting. See, in that video, I had made a connection between Cassidy, the protagonist of the Princess Quest arcade game in Security Breach, and Golden Freddy, and I uploaded that video on January 23rd. Well, on February 5th, MatPat uploaded his video covering the same thing. Our research had led us to the same conclusion, and when I watched that video, man, that made me more excited than a drug addict in a Walgreens. My nervousness about jumping headfirst into the fandom was washed away almost entirely. I mean, if me, a newbie to the franchise, could make a theory that the likes of Matthew Patthew and his team had ordained as being legitimate, then that's a good sign, right? So I made a video about just that, praising the performance and accuracy of the Five Nights at Freddy's videos on my channel. And my point with that video was to at least try to goad some of the viewers that exist in this torrential water flow of Five Nights at Freddy's viewers on YouTube to my channel, which was largely not really successful. But it was successful in attracting the attention of one person in particular. Yeah, him. I never in 1,000,000 years thought that MatPat himself would see that video. But he did. And the next thing you know, I'm waking up one morning 11 days later, and boom, there's the text on my phone. Hey Jordan, my name is MatPat from the Theorist channels on YouTube. He was putting together a live stream that he wanted the top Five Nights at Freddy's Theorist creators on the scene to be a part of, and for some reason he thought that I would be a good fit. He said that because we had come to the same conclusion, that was a very good sign, and of course I accepted. I mean, yeah, I was new to the community, but it's MatPat from Game Theory. I replied to his message with a very long, half response, half fan letter message. Well, if we're being honest, it's probably 20% a response and 80% just fan mail, which I still kind of cringe over when I remember it, but he was very generous and responded anyway with an actual thought out message. Everything looked great, so he emailed me personally and then handed me off to his team personally for some logistics that we had to get straightened out before the stream. The whole time I was just so impressed with how hands-on he was with communication. I mean, I am 1/1000th the size that he is as a creator, and even I find it hard to respond to messages due to just the number of them that I receive. But he responded to me. I didn't hear from him again until the day of the stream, and when I did join that chat room, oh boy was I nervous. I mean, there I was, me, Bandit, in this room with Dawko, and Super Horror Bro, and FNAF, and Tetrabit Gaming, and Tom and Dan. And these are all pillars of the Five Nights at Freddy's community. Actually, they're pillars of YouTube gaming as a whole. What was I doing there? But then, about an hour before the stream was supposed to start, MatPat himself joined early, just to chat with us, just to get to know us. And then I was reminded why I was there. I was there because he wanted me to be there. Also, by the way, huge congratulations to Tom. He's going to be the next Game Theory host, so we're all very excited to see what happens with that. But anyway, in the stream, MatPat knew Dawko personally and knew of Super Horror Bro, but yet still divided his attention equally to everybody. He even talked to me quite a bit and asked me about why my name was Masked Nintendo Bandit and how I felt about moving away from Nintendo. And fun fact, that's actually what inspired me to finally go ahead and change my name to BanditGames. Not because he was being condescending or anything like that, but because it just made me realize that everybody's going to have to get over my name if I am to incorporate more than just Nintendo content. Regardless, I continued to be absolutely impressed by his ability to talk to everybody like they had 100% of his concentration. Like you were just having a genuine conversation, no matter who you were. The stream went well, and the rest is history. And I hadn't heard from him again until his goodbye internet video 2 days ago, announcing his retirement from the Theorist channels on YouTube. And that video is, I mean, it's emotional. It's sad. And the thing is, when I watched that video, knowing what I know about MatPat, what I personally know about MatPat from my personal experiences with him, I have no doubt that he was 100% genuine when he told us that we were more than just numbers to him. I sent him another message after I had watched that video, and after I saw his tweet about crying all over again reading your messages. This tweet has hundreds of thousands of likes, tens of thousands of reposts, and millions of views. I mean, do you have any idea how many messages this man must have been bombarded with every minute? I knew this, but just decided to send him a little bit of warmth anyway, just from me to him, on the off notion that he may one day stumble across it. But a few hours later, he replied. You realize his video was, and still is, the #1 trending video on all of YouTube. MatPat himself was trending as a topic across all of Twitter, across the entire internet. And like he said in the video, this is all in addition to the fact that he's so busy, he barely sleeps. And he responded to me. And it wasn't just some generic, hey thanks man message. It was legitimately thought out. He remembered me. He said it was crazy that it had already been 2 years since that stream. That time flies. And that he hoped I had been well. I made this video to let everyone know that in light of his recent decision to step down from hosting Game Theory, he is one of the most real and down-to-earth people I've ever met. Much less online. Much less as a content creator online. A celebrity content creator at that. And to MatPat or team, if you so happen to stumble across this video, I just want to say thank you to you from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of every view I've ever gotten on this channel, for inspiring the content that I make, and for being a friend. And to those of you watching, thank you for watching. I just wanted to make a little tribute to MatPat for everything that he has done for us as a community. I know I normally ask you to comment something below related to video games, so today I'm going to ask you to comment below on what your favorite theory of MatPat's was, be it Five Nights at Freddy's or not. That's all I had to say about it, so I'll see you guys next time. This is Bandit, signing out. Peace!